everybody, and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 video. And as you can tell by the title, today we are doing my current household for March. I say this every time I do a current household, but I actually cannot believe it's the end of another month and I'm back filming it and that March is already done. Anyways, if you guys did watch the last current household update video in February, then you probably recognize the gentleman that you see in front of you, and that is Alfred. So Alfred lives in eco living. He lives in the eco living world at the Green Harbour, and I kind of started his, I guess, generation with basically him living in a different house to what this one is, I think. And basically my aim was for him to be self-sufficient. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this changed ever so slightly, but let's just get into it and give a little explanation, shall we? So the last time that I spoke to you guys, I was just trying to work out where to go with Alfred. I believe he was just getting started with his first day of work, which he's already done. But I'm not gonna lie, we actually haven't progressed in the career because this month for me was quite busy, so I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played it as much as I probably would have liked to have done. It might not feel like there's that many updates in this video, but a lot has happened as well, so it's one of those. Anyway, I said in my last video that I was debating between hooking Alfred up with somebody named Caroline, and we ended up hooking up with Caroline, and she ended up being our girlfriend, and they basically just fell hopelessly in love. From there, they, you know, obviously we're together for a little while, and then I believe she suggested them moving in or getting engaged. I can't remember now. Maybe both, but definitely getting engaged, I think, because I don't remember doing a proposal. So anyway, they got engaged, and then I always end up kind of forgetting to get my Sims married. So for a little while, to be fair, I just don't think they were the sort of couple that would have got married straight away. I think they just wanted a bit of a long engagement, and that's when they actually found out that they were pregnant. And I have to admit, it happened a lot sooner than what I expected. I kind of low-key just forgot to put Caroline on birth control, so it happened kind of quicker than what I thought, but that's okay. That's fine. Now, the plot twist was, when I had them move into the house that they're in now, I did put is it on the ley line, that like house tray on, and when we went to our scan, it said just one healthy baby, so I was thinking, oh, amazing, great. Now, I'll give you a little spoiler, guys. It was not just one baby. Yeah, it was two. So they had twins, which was great. As you can tell by the bottom, the twins are toddlers. So I don't know if that gives you any sort of inclination of how many days I've played. To be fair, if I look at the Simology, I think, you know what, I've played like half of his like young adult life. So I've played a little bit, so that's good. So I guess let's get into it. I mean, let me show you the house, I guess, to start off with, because this house is completely, I want to say this is new. This is definitely new. I had built a house specifically for Alfred, but I don't know whether it was my game or whether the house was just a bit buggy, but it was a little bit buggy. As you can see, I do have a little vegetable patch over here where I've been trying to grow our own stuff. I do still have the simple living lot challenge on, which this part actually hasn't been too bad, but I did get rid of the like off the grid just because I was finding that really hard with the twins when they were younger, particularly when they're infants. If you've watched my channel before, you know I struggle when it comes to infants in the game. I just find it really hard. Anyway, this is what the house looks like from the inside. My plan is definitely to give it a makeover. I have to admit, like, the living area kind of feels a bit small, so I am wondering, well, I was thinking about adding an upstairs and having like maybe one of the twins' bedrooms or the main bedroom being upstairs, and then kind of expanding the whole downstairs area. But to be honest, the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of thinking about knocking into this area a bit and maybe making this into like a kitchen or something like that. I don't really know. I think I'm going to sort it out when the kids are children, because it's kind of hard, because at the minute we do have this third bedroom, but I am kind of waiting for the children to grow up, because I believe it'll end up being one of their rooms. Yeah, whoa, know. I am undecided. We still do have a little bit of like leg room where I could extend this house a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. We shall definitely see. This is definitely one of the more smaller ones, like smaller houses I've had in my current household in a little while. So yeah, and I want to say I added this room on, which you could kind of tell it does look a bit like an add-on room because originally it was just 2 bedrooms, which would have been fine if we'd had just 1 baby, but obviously we didn't. We had 2. Yeah, I gave them this room, and I mean, let's go into, I mean, with Alfred, I don't want to go too much into Alfred that much because we've kind of already discussed him. Like, if you want to see his traits or anything like that, it was all in the last one, so I feel like there's no point me recapping it. He is so close to getting his 16th breakthrough. Genuinely, he's so close. I haven't really focused on his aspiration that much. I should probably have him get a rocket ship because we actually do have space. Like, it could go here, but I just not prioritized that yet because honestly, we had so much going on with the infants that I didn't have time. Okay, but this is Caroline, who you wouldn't have seen actually in the last episode because I didn't really show you Caroline. It's actually really funny because I do feel like the twins, one of them really does look like Caroline, but the other one, which is Nellie, really just looks like Alfred. It's very cute. Anyway, yeah, this is Caroline. She's so sweet, bless her. I actually love her. Her role at the minute is a stay-at-home mum, just because I knew that twins was going to be a lot. I did debate about whether like having her in the gardening career, which I will get into because I do kind of want her to go into the gardening career at some point. But anyway, so now she doesn't. I also just remembered that her name is Caroline Kang. I'd forgotten to change the kids' last names because they got married after the kids were born. I do need to change that. I'll change it at some point. Anyway, she has the super parent aspiration at the moment. I really just think that Caroline was family orientated, I believe, and I feel like her and I actually, because sometimes I do go in and change the traits, I didn't change it with Caroline. Like, she already was family orientated, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? I feel like she just really wants to be a mum, and that is perfectly fine. But yeah, like I said, I think at some point I will have her go into the gardening career, like the floral arranging career, I think. But for now, she's quite enjoying being a mum, and that's good. Her skills, I would say, are pretty good. She's level 6 in cooking, 3 in fitness, although she hates fitness, 4 in flower arranging, 4 in gardening, 1 in gourmet cooking, 1 in guitar, 2 in handiness, and then 6 in parenting. So she's doing like pretty good in her skills. She obviously has her own family tree as well, so she does have like some family. I feel like she doesn't know that many people though. Admittedly, I haven't done so good at getting her out the house because I just find it really hard when the kids are very young. But so there's that. I mean, she's got nothing really. Oh, so if you didn't watch the last one, Marjorie is Alfred's mum, but because she's a celebrity, I don't like the fact that even if it's family, like, they get treated like celebrities. So I don't actually think she knows Caroline or Jada because every time I attempt introduction, it doesn't work. So that's great. And then her traits, like, well, I didn't say them, but they're family orientated, self-assured, loves the outdoors, and neat was like a bonus one. And she currently does have a fear of being burgled. I believe they both do because yeah, they got burgled, and I do have an alarm now, but yeah, they still have that fear at the moment, so that's funny. I'm trying to think, is there anything else about Caroline that I need to say? I don't think so. I think that's about it. So then that brings us to these 2 little ones. So this is Nellie, and then this is Mabel. I'm not gonna lie, I'm at that point with my generation now where I have kind of used all the girl names that I like. So obviously I'm finding new girl names every single time that I like, but I feel like the ones that I really, really want to use, I've used. So it's becoming harder to name them. But yeah, I don't actually know where Nellie came from, but I really like it. I think I must have been watching a YouTube video or something that mentioned it in it. Anyway, at the moment, they both got top-notch infant. I believe. Yeah, they did. Nellie's personality, or like the three kind of traits at the minute, are kind of different to what I've had before. She is wild, which is very different. She was, I believe, a cautious baby, infant even. So yeah, she's kind of done a little 180 as a toddler, but that's okay. She hates being carried. She's aggressive, and she's a heavy sleeper. Mood, honestly, what a mood. Anyway, Mabel is, bless her, clingy, and she loves water, is a messy eater, and a heavy sleeper. So they're both heavy sleepers, actually. I believe it's because they slept through the night once, so now they are just heavy sleepers, which is fine by me. Yeah, I do love the loves water one because I just find it so cute. And yeah, I hate the messy eating one, but that's okay. It's fine. I don't know why, but with Mabel, it must be like eye makeup. I know that it's an eye preset, but it must be an eye makeup as well that she's got on. But yeah, bless her. I kind of went through a very, I was going to say purple theme for Mabel, but I kind of just did pure colour, and then Nellie's quite pink. I made her very stereotypically pink. The bedroom is also quite pink, to be fair. It's kind of a combo, actually, like pinks and purples and all the rest of it. I normally just do something quite generic when they're young, and then when they're like children, I try and make it a bit more to their personality. Anyway, that is kind of it with the updates. Not a lot happened in the baby and the infant stage, if I'm being honest. It was pretty typical. We hosted a baby shower, which I don't always do. Sometimes I forget that you can actually do parties and stuff in this game every now and then. But yeah, I had them host a baby shower, which was really nice. That was great. And then, yeah, not a lot has happened. Like I said, I've not played loads and loads. But I'm very interested the next month because I would like to think that we might be nearer actually playing with one of these. And that's the other thing. I haven't quite decided yet whether I'm going to go with Nellie or Mabel. And it might just be a case of I will decide it when they're teenagers and whoever I'm vibing with. Because they're twins, it's not like I have a massive time difference or anything to wait. So yeah, I'll just play with whoever I find more interesting. But yeah, I don't really actually have any idea what I'm going to do for the next gen. I did think about going down like the farming route because of the fact that, like, you know, Alfred's tried to be self-sufficient. I thought like maybe that will rub off on the girls and maybe they'll try and be more outdoorsy and, like, I don't know, go into the farming. But because I've never actually really done farming, like, actually to make profit from it, so I don't even know if you can do it. I'm assuming you can, but yeah, so I did think about doing that. Otherwise, I actually don't know, and I'm pretty open to suggestions. I feel like nowadays I've done quite a lot of the careers because we are like, I feel like these guys are the 8th or the 9th gen, so I feel like I'm kind of like, I've covered a lot of different things at this point. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas, I am completely down for it. But yeah, I do think that is about it. I don't want to rabbit on for too long. But yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I've missed. I don't think so. Because like I said, I covered Alfred in the last one, so I don't want to do that again. Alfred honestly knows so many people nowadays. It's honestly unbelievable. He's also got a lot of stuff in his inventory. Oh, I will say, if anybody knows how to fix this, because it's a glitch that's been happening in my current household, but isn't happening in any of the saves. But I physically can't pay the bills. So obviously it says +3 there. Every time I click on it, it doesn't do anything. And I've tried to like take the bills out of the inventory and pay it that way. I've tried like paying it on the phone or the computer, and it doesn't work. So if anybody has any ideas on how I can fix this, because I think it's probably just something wrong with the save, but obviously I don't want to get rid of the save. So yeah, if anybody has any ideas how to fix that, please let me know. Anyway, I think that's about it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are probably going to change by the next time I do an update video. But I guess that's kind of the point, right? It'd be boring if, like, nothing happened. Anyways, if you guys are still very much enjoying my current households, then please feel free to leave a like. Go and subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And go leave a comment, like I said, if you have any suggestions on what we should do next. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye, everyone.